What am I doing here? I just can't find my way out. No matter how hard I try, there's no one there to hear if I scream and shout.
Do you wanna live your dream?
Yes, I
Are you
do.
willing to try?
Yes,
Let
I
me
am.
help you, 'cause I think I know why. The challenge will help you see.
Take my hand and walk beside you.
Take my hand.
I'll show you what to
I
do.
will be there for you. I will guide you through.
Take my hand and walk beside you.
Take my hand.
I'll show you what to do.
And I want you to know that you're not alone anymore. I have my problems too, but they're mine, not yours. I guess I'm the same as you, only my life seems to be on pause. Do you wanna live your dream?
Yes, I
Are you
do.
willing to try?
Yes,
Let
I
me
am.
help you, 'cause I think I know why. The challenge will help you see.
Take my hand and walk beside you.
Take my hand.
I'll show you what to
I
do.
will be there for you. I will guide you through.
Take my hand and walk beside you.
Take my hand.
I'll show you what to do.
And I want you to know that you're not alone anymore.
The challenge, what does it mean to you? It's never easy trying to find a new way. But tomorrow never comes, so why not make it today? Don't be scared to try, 'cause you'll learn how to fly. And you know I'll stay right by your side. Stay right by your side. So won't you come and take my hand?
Come and take the challenge. Come and take the challenge. Come and take the challenge.
Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand.
Bop for the DC.
Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream. Let's do it together. So come into my hand. Won't you take this challenge? Live your dream.
And welcome. Whoa. Remember to turn off that. I was boogalooing along with the challenge theme song. And welcome. We've got more bandwidth, and boy, are we prepared to use it. Welcome to this edition of Challenge TV. Lots to talk about today. And of course, after the formal, if you could call it that, part of the show, we are going to take your live questions and answers. We'll have a little break, and then we'll do live question and answers, which is going to be very, very super duper as well, so we can answer all your questions. So what a week. We introduced the Posterous network to you, and while the initial reason that we used Posterous and the network that we built to create all of this, to bring attention to your brand new blog in Google's eyes, that's not the main reason that we use it. Okay, it's a very, very useful tool for that, and it certainly helps with getting those initial backlinks and all of those sorts of things. But it's very, very important for you to understand that there's far, 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 far more to it. And indeed, modules 4 and 5, which personally I think are the most important of the entire challenge, certainly for the long-term nature of this. Because remember what we promised this year, no rabbit tricks, no silly little rabbit tricks. It's crucial that you understand that there's no magic to any of this. There's no shortcuts. It takes time, good content, an understanding of the market, a love of the market and what you're doing to have a successful online business. Anything else is an arbitrage opportunity which can go as quickly as it arrives, and that's very, very important. So let's have a look at a couple of the key issues that I really wanted to emphasize this week. And one of the things we're going to have a look at is posting frequency. We're getting a lot of questions about how often should I put stuff on the blog? How often should I put stuff into my Posterous network? And I wanted to go to my screen to show you and demonstrate with some dodgy bloke that you might know. And I wanted to show you literally here for you guys the differences between the two. Okay, so let's go to the screen, and we do this. There we are. Look at that. Woohoo! Oops. Press that there like that. There we are. And there we are. Look at that. This is the good old Ed Dale blog here. And the reason I use this as an example, because I just want to show you the type of content, terrifying as it is, that I actually use when I'm doing all of this stuff. I'll just put that out of the way. And if you look at the way I use my blog, and this is all the stuff I always post, I actually don't post directly on my blog at all. Let me just check I've got audio. Yep, good. Oh, geez, see, I told you we get used to this system eventually. Nothing like that and a bit of bandwidth to make this all rock and roll. So, let's have a look here. When people think about blogs and blog posts and all of these sorts of things, and yes, if you want to be a star, you too can at me on Twitter, and Chromium will show you up on the TV show. What I wanted to show you was the type of post that I do, because you'll very quickly understand that not every post has to be, you know, a 400-word article of well-researched stuff. And this is really, really important for you to all understand. For example, you can see here in Melbourne, not doing anything this Friday night. I need you on my trivia team. Sold out fast too, I've got to say. I'm a bit worried about a couple of the I hope Daniel Dobos is studying. But look at this. You know, this was a classic thing which I posted through Posterous. Incredible service, by the way. Just as an aside, it's called Eventbrite. And like, if you're in any, I don't know if you know this, I'm president of Denzel Don Kindergarten and have been for 6 years now. Very proud of that. But this Eventbrite is this amazing service that allows you to get tickets and produce tickets and get people to an event. It'll take payments for you if you've got PayPal and all those sorts of things. But anyway, anywho, look at this post. It's 2 lines and it's a widget which Eventbrite produces. Okay? So not exactly War and Peace. Let's keep going. Junior MasterChef Australia promo, which is, by the way, oh, wait, just look at, let's have a look a little bit at this.
Of the country's best young chefs.
You're going to have to cook like you've never cooked before.
What's your dish?
Macadamia crusted barramundi.
What? They will change how a nation eats.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
You've got 10 seconds to go.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Let's taste. Fantastic.
I mean, look at what these kids can do. And check this out, you know, this is what, you know, and again, what's this content? This is me sending a YouTube video. That's it. That's all it is, right? It's me sending a YouTube video because I think people that follow me will be interested in that YouTube video. That's it. That's all it's about. Then look at this. This is a post that I put across the everything. Look at this. It's how many words is that? It's a tiny words. It's a picture. I'm a big fan of pictures in blog posts, and we talk about this a lot in 30 Day Challenge Plus, soon to be renamed Challenge Plus for obvious reasons. Big fan of it because with all the new tools that are coming out, like stuff like Flipboard, for example, which is so incredible, it uses these images. And the images attract attention to your post. Newspapers and magazines have known this for hundreds of years, right? Anytime you put a picture in an article, that article will get far more attention than an article that has just pure text. So, you know, again, so we can just go through that. And you've got to understand, every single one of these is posterous. Here I was, 4 seasons, 1 photo. So, and let's just pop that down. Even, you know, this was taken from with my iPhone, and I was taking the girls out to the aquarium and saw this pretty cool photo opportunity, took a photo and took a shot of it and posted it up and sent it via email into Posterous, and Posterous uploaded it to Flickr and put it all there. But it's a picture, okay? It's a picture. You know, and here we are. This is somebody making some kite surfing, and I wanted to talk about, you know, kite surfing. And you can see here, and you can, you might be able to, it's probably quite small on your screen, but in fact I can make that a bit bigger. You know, you can see here I used a picture, and noticed I used Creative Commons and attribute here for using this particular picture, and you'll notice I actually used a link because I was using this as part of a test. But again, have you seen War and Peace as a post yet? Look at this. This is amazing iPad app, Draft, and this is me planning. And, you know, I put that up and just emailed that into Posterous. It's an image. Okay? You're starting to get that, you know, you don't have to, particularly on your Posterous network, it should be all about interesting stuff that you think your market would be interested in. And that's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be War and Peace. It just doesn't. And this is so important. You know, using tools. We haven't specifically taught these tools yet, but we will over the next couple of modules. One of my personal favourites is Audioboo. Hi gang, it's Ed here, and I hope you're enjoying these Posterous lessons, because truly it is an absolute secret to my success, and I hope it will become a secret to yours as well. Not so much a secret anymore, but this Audioboo is an example of the power of Posterous, because here I am, Hannah's very... And yeah, just again, that's an iPhone app, and it's a recording, and it's an audio recording. Do you see multiple media? It doesn't have to be. Here's a Vimeo, you know, video. That again, my audience. This is so awesome. I love that. Again, you know, here's a picture of an image. Are you getting the drift? In your Posterous network, I prefer to see you do posts that are interesting and using it like a notebook. You know, using it, here's another example of me using an Instapaper quote. See, the vast majority of my stuff, again with another picture, very, very brief. Because it's important for you to speak to your content. And here's a classic example. I'll be talking about this next week. Is the whole, the happiness project. Again, audio booze. And you have to go some way to find one of my big, long article posts. What a great site, by the way. That is one of the new... It's Ryan, I think. Ryan's Whipping Post Leather. Extraordinary. But you have to go a long way to find an article that I've spent a huge amount of time in. And what I want you to think about your posterous network, as opposed to your blog, okay? We'll come back to the blog that you're targeting for testing for the market in a second. But for your posterous network, and I'm going to show you this in detail in the next module, I want you to use it as a notepad. Anything that you see that's vaguely interesting to you, and please keep a really open mind, videos, pictures, audio boos, thoughts, drawings, it can be anything. And that's the beauty of it, because all you have to do is put that in an email, just chuck it all in, you don't even have to think about it, and boom, it's off to Posterous, and you've set everything up, and off it goes to all of the blogs. Now, a lot of you have been here a long time, okay? And one of the things that, over the years, we've discovered various sites that have, some, call it in the trade, Google juice. In other words, Google gives them a higher authority or a higher emphasis. And, from time to time, sites do pop up that have that characteristic, and that things might rank quickly or rank more highly briefly on that. But let me tell you, folks, it's brief. Now, those type of strategies, there is no... The sites that we picked and we've shown you so far could have been any other site. Somebody wrote to me and said, "Oh, Ed, I noticed you didn't do hub pages this year." No real reason that we didn't. It was just that, again, we want to try to keep these lessons to half an hour. So, you could add on a whole bunch of sites. I think I saw one of the Valencia mob have 18 sites on their Posterous. But again, this is for you guys. It's important for you to understand that there's no silly rabbit tricks anymore. The reason you're doing this challenge, and the reason we're doing it the way we're doing it, and giving sites time and air and space to breathe, to continue the MasterChef analogy, you need to stick it in the oven and let it bake for a while. Because that's a real way to establish a true, proper online business. If you want silly rabbit tricks, you need to go elsewhere, because there are none here. There is no site here that has any sort of secret magic ingredient. I'm thrilled that some of you are already getting quite significant rankings, and you're appearing in Google very quickly and all those sorts of things. That's an accident. We don't expect it. The vast majority of you shouldn't be anywhere near the top 10 spots in Google at the moment, because we're doing this for the long term, not for a silly little rabbit trick, some sort of arbitrage, because those arbitrages never last. This is about building a sustainable online business, and it's so crucial for you to understand that, and that no site has any particular magic, no thing, no process, no element. I'm going to talk to you about the hottest man in the universe next week, and people looked at that and go, "Oh wow, look how quickly he got to number one." That was a rabbit trick. And I want to explain, and I want to use it by explaining to you how that will be done. So, because inevitably, once people see how I did that, you'll see, 3 dozen courses available. How to get listed in Google in seconds. It's a rabbit trick. Anything of any worth, any site of any worth, any keyword that has any decent amount of traffic is not going to jump up like that. It's just not. The hottest man in the universe, sadly, is not that much of a phrase. Not many people search it, funnily enough, like virtually none. So, it's so important for you lot to get that we're here for sustainability. We're here to be, just ethical and ecological about the way that we go about building the business. There are so many little arbitrage techniques that people can use, and we made the decision when we went to planning, the radical decision, that we weren't going to be part of that anymore, and that we had to radically change the way the challenge worked. So we would be testing real stuff with real businesses. And indeed, I think that will really come home to roost in these next 2 modules, because these next 2 modules will show you how powerful this stuff can be if you're prepared to take a medium-term view to it. The real purpose, I'll come out and say it right now, the real purpose of a posterous network is for it to be a market leadership platform. We're going to talk about market leadership extensively over the next 2 modules. And I'm so proud of this. It's been my life work, literally, for the last 2 years. I've been psychopathic about market leadership, because I realise that the thing that separates people who have longevity and have a really great online business here, or using, doing this in their offline business and using online as a way of doing this, has been their ability to be a contributor in their marketplace. Now, using the phrase market leadership, and I've never really come up with, I've searched and searched and searched to try come up with a different phrase for this, because leadership has its connotations. For most of you, certainly me, leadership in high school meant the leaders were the people who gave you wedgies and hung you up by the coat hanger in the locker room. So most people have a very negative opinion of that. They also have this opinion of leadership of having to be out in the front, and having to be public and do, this sort of stuff. And nothing could be further from the truth. As you'll hear me say, the greatest leaders on the planet were the greatest servants of their marketplace. And what I want to get into your head, there are 2 ways to be a great market leader, and both of them involve never starting out with that as your prime goal. One is to just be really, really super helpful to people. Just try to help out in your market is the best and most, I think, comfortable way for people to do. Just try to be a good helper. Help people out. And the second is to do some sort of project or task. We call it Market Leadership 365 in the mentoring program, where you're doing some sort of task, and you document what you're doing over a long period of time. There's no money motivation. You don't do this for money. You don't do this for hits. You do it because you're personally motivated to do it and take on an interesting project. As it turns out, both of those things can lead to wonderful things for your business. But if you start out with that intention in mind, you'll go nowhere. And it's important to understand. As I say, not sexy stuff. Not stuff that you're going to launch a flashy internet marketing project on, but it's the reality, and it's what works. It's what I do, and it's what, when you really analyze and look at the people who are successful in the different markets, think of a hobby. Think of some sort of hobby that you really like. It's this concept which is important. The great Seth Godin book, Tribes, that is a classic example of why you need to be a leader in your marketplace. And I think the exciting thing for me is that over the next 2 modules, we're going to show you the step-by-steps of how to do that, and which is going to be fun, which is going to be a lot of fun. Now, next thing we need to talk. Let's go back to the screen here. It's wonderful, totally wonderful that a lot of you have already had some success in rankings, and it's great that you're getting onto the forum here, and you're pointing all this out, and just totally marvelous. Love, love, love. But what I wanted to do, in fact, here it is. I love this. I love this post. I tweeted it by Midrash. I'm not in the top 10. And, you just shouldn't be. And there are a lot of very experienced people who come back every single year because it's like spring training for them. It's like going back to basics. And I want to highlight and really, really applaud this list, because for me, these are the real heroes of the challenge, because they're the people who are here. They haven't seen some sort of success yet, because we don't expect them to see any success yet. We don't expect you to even be within cooee of the top 10 at this point. If there are people, and that's wonderful, but you know what? It's, you just keep on, you just keep on going. And that is the real point. That is the real thing that we want people to understand. It's very, very important. There are no prizes at this point for, being ahead of the game. It's very important for you guys to understand that. So look, if you have a great result early, it's awesome, and feel free to tell people about it, because I think it does give people motivation. But by the same token, it's not, it's not expected. You're to continue the Master Chef approach. It is still very early days. You've got your dough in the oven and it's barely rising at this point. We don't expect it to be there. Now, final thing that I wanted to talk about in this section of the challenge is the importance of fueling up. Now, we've shown you a couple of great ways with Market Samurai, and indeed, when we get into our Module 4, we'll start to show you some even more powerful ways. We'll be showing you stuff like Google Reader, for example, which is somewhere that I love, and I think I love the fact that when you add Google Reader in with Posterous, you have something that is extremely powerful. And I, every day, I actually do this on my iPhone, I should say, by thing of disclosure, because as I say, I think it makes sense when you're sitting in front of the computer. You should be either creating content or driving traffic or doing things that are the money making things for your business. So I like to use my iPad and my iPhone for anything that is not directly related to that. It also means that you can do this stuff in the queue at the bank or wherever you happen to be. But the ability to be able to just go see something that's, I can quickly scroll through here, even while I'm talking to you, just to quickly see if there's anything there that's interesting to me. The Facebook location announcement is going to be really, really interesting, and I can't wait to see what that does. And so I can quickly go and have a look at that. I'll be certainly checking that out after the thing, but I can very quickly, I could take a copy of that and I could do a post pointing people out to have a look at how it is, and I've got everything, in here directly. I've got all of my, one of my favorite things I like doing is keep track of the buying and selling market. You can have a look at the different, the blogs and, what they sold for. If you look at this, how quickly can I get a look at these marketplaces and just see if there's anything that's interesting. When I find an interesting sale, I might post it to Posterous, because people who follow me are interested in buying and selling too. And I can quickly go through and have a look at all of these things. It's just incredible. And as I say, even more incredible when you use the right tools. But by saying that, what I really want to emphasize is the importance of fueling up. It's absolutely crucial that you guys do that. And sorry, intruder alert here. Look at that, fresh cooked brownies from Annabelle, very nice. So what I was saying is that it's important, the importance of fueling up. I really want to emphasize these, particularly in these off weeks, because look, and I'm very excited by this, is that the gamble that we made a huge gamble with this year's challenge of whether people would come back for the modules. And what we're seeing, which is incredible, is we're actually seeing an increase in people taking the challenge, which is just phenomenal. So it's been a super success, and double thumbs up. The stats also tell us that quite a few of you are using the weekend to catch up. But that's cool. I don't care as long as you do that. But here's the thing. To have a successful business, right, to be successful in a business, you've got to make it a habit. Okay. And it's the difference between doing something regularly as a process and cramming like you do for exams. Cramming is never a sustainable business model. And, if you are cramming at the moment on the challenge, cool, it's okay. Look, it's better than doing nothing at all. There's no question of that. No question that it's better than doing nothing at all. But I just want to put this thought into your head. When this is all over and you've actually cracked it for a site that works, if you're in a cram working on that site and trying to show, it's not a sustainable model. You'll burn out. So I just want you to think about trying to make this a practice. Trying to make it 30 minutes a day. Fuel up, 10 minutes of free writing. You know, if you're free writing every day, I can't tell you, like with my mentoring students, we did an exercise earlier on in the year, and it was unbelievable. People had more content than they knew what to do with. It was phenomenal. But the trick to that, because the reason people can't produce that free writing and they have brain blanks, is because there's been no fueling up. We're going to show you a bunch of new ways to fuel up next week in the new module, which is coming up. But you should start now. You should be surfing. You should be out there. And the cool thing is that then you can, as you're fueling up, you can make this doubly powerful by posting a link up to your Posterous network. Don't think, with your Posterous network, think occasionally about your anchor text and all those sorts of things where it's appropriate. But it's important to use it. It's important to exercise that muscle. Now, before I go, of course, we should talk about your actual blog. And what I'd love you to do, the way I teach my mentoring students to do it, is if you look back over a week of free writing exercises and content creation, there'll be one that stands out, right? There'll be one article that is a bit better or that you can polish a bit more than the others. That's the one you use for your blog. And not only do we want to, of course, write on our theme keyword, and of course we taught you how to do that, but now as you're writing further articles for your blog every week or so, you'll be able to extend that, and you will be able to write onto your your category keywords. Okay, so your category keywords will also be a part of that. So start writing articles to fill out your category keywords as well as your theme keywords. But honestly, any more than once a week on your blog would be overkill at this stage. We might talk about, and when we bring Guru Blog in for the Q&A section after the break, it'll be interesting. A lot of people are saying, well, with all this Google caffeine stuff and all this updating and live updating and all of these sorts of things, is there ever a possibility, or is there a issue of posting regularity increasing your ranking? The answer is a big fat no. It doesn't affect that at all. And that really hasn't changed. Now, there are some short-term effects of that, but again, we'll go into that as we go further on in the challenge. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today. I really do, and I hope that that has been some food for thought for you. We are going to have a break now, okay, a 5-minute break, and then after the break we'll be coming back to answer all of your questions. We'll hit the chat rooms, and we will be we'll bring in Rob Somerville, and we will be taking all of your questions. So really looking forward to that. So have fun this week. Get ready for what I think is the most important module of the entire challenge coming up, and look forward to speaking with you. So have fun, stick around, and we'll speak soon. I'm trying to smoothly fade out now, as opposed to just cutting it off.